Next topic is powers of the Prime Minister. The Constitution does not say very much about the powers of the Prime Minister or the ministers or their relationship with each other. So in our Indian Constitution, the powers and functions of the Prime Minister is not mentioned clearly. But as head of the government, the Prime Minister has wide ranging power. So he is the head of the government. That's why he had a wide, that means huge number of powers. He chairs cabinet meeting. So first function is he lead the cabinet meetings. He coordinate the work of different departments. Second is he coordinate the work of the different department. That means he look after the different departments under him and see whether they are doing their work in a better way or not. And if somebody is not doing their work, he will change their post. His decisions are final in case of disagreement arise between departments. So if there is any disagreement while in a meeting of a different department, his decision will be final. He exercise general supervision of different ministers. So his another function is he look after the different types of work which are allotted to different ministers under his rule. All ministers work under his leadership. So all the different types of ministers, they have to work under his leadership. That means they have to follow his decision. The Prime Minister distribute and redistribute work to the ministers. So the Prime Minister is the person who will distribute the work, and again according to his will or his opinion, he will again redistribute the work to the different types of ministers. He also has the power to dismiss ministers. So even he also have a power to dismiss any minister from their post. When the Prime Minister quits, the entire ministry quits. So when the Prime Minister quit from his or her seat or his or her post, the entire ministry, they also have to quit. Thus if the cabinet is the most powerful institution in India, within the cabinet it is the Prime Minister who is the most powerful. So though when a leader won an election, or when a leader won an election through as number of votes, his party will be the ruling party for the coming 5 years, right? So when he or she will be appointed as the Prime Minister of India, he will make certain cabinet ministers who belong to that particular party. So once the Prime Minister quit from his or her post, the entire cabinet minister will also resign from their post. The powers of the Prime Minister in all the parliamentary democracies of the world have increased so much in recent decades that parliamentary democracies are sometimes seen as prime ministerial form of government. So as due to the number of powers which are given to the Prime Minister, so we can say that parliamentary form of government, though there are parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, but the most powerful person in the parliament is the Prime Minister. So sometimes in the different types of countries, the parliamentary form of government is also known as prime ministerial form of government. Why? Because the Prime Minister have the more power as compared to the parliament. His decision is final. As political parties have come to play a major role in the politics, the Prime Minister controls the cabinet and parliament through the party. So though there are different types of political parties who come up to play an important role in the politics, the Prime Minister controls all the cabinet and the parliament through the party. That means he is the person who have the authority to make different types of rules and regulation for the cabinet and even for the parliament. The media also contributes to this trend by making politics and election as a competition between top leaders of parties. So even the media plays an important role in order to making politics and elections as a competition between top leaders of the parties. In India too, we have seen such a tendency towards the concentration of power in the hands of the Prime Minister. So in our India also, the major decision and the major power and functions is in the hands of Prime Minister. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, exercised enormous authority because he had great influence over the public. So You all know the Jawaharlal Nehru, he was the first Prime Minister of India, so he plays an important role, and whatever he said, his decision was final because he was very popular among the public. Indira Gandhi was also a very popular leader compared to her colleagues in the cabinet. So even the Indira Gandhi was also popular among the public. That's why the public or the citizen of that particular country listened to the Prime Minister, and it plays an important role in the democratic country. Of course, the extent of power wielded by a prime minister also dependent on the personality of a person holding that position. So whoever will be the prime minister, it is upon his or her personality which influence the local public of that particular country. Just like at present Narendra Modi, he has a different personalities as compared to the other leaders, so that's why people are more attracted towards him. The way he speak, the way he address the audience, the peoples are attracted towards his speech. That's why the person who is holding the position of prime minister plays an important role. However, in recent years, the rise of coalition politics has imposed certain constraints on the powers of the prime minister. So though in the recent year, the rise of coalition politics, that means coalition means agreement. Okay, coalition means agreement. In order to contest an election, you can say two or more than two parties, they come together in order to form a one political party, so that they can contest an election and won the election. So once the election is over, it is up to them whether they wanted to continue as one party or not. So this procedure is known as coalition politics. So due to the agreement in order to contest in an election during the prime minister votes, the powers of the prime ministers are, you can say, influenced by these different types of political parties or social groups. The prime minister of a coalition government cannot take decision as he like. So the prime minister, if a person who had won an election with the help of coalition government, that means agreement due to the two or three social group, the prime minister cannot take the decision or as he or she like. Why? Because there are many people who are from different groups, and they try to influence his decision. He has to accommodate different groups and factions in his party as well as among alliance parties. So he or she, that is the prime minister of India, they have to listen to their decision. Why? Because by combining two to three social groups or two or three political parties, they have formed a one party, and because of that they have won the election, right? So if he or she will not listen to their respective partners, then they will back out, and hence the number of seats will be reduced. That's why he have to listen to the every members of different political parties if a prime minister has won an election through an coalition government. He also has to heed to the views and positions of the coalition partner and other parties on whose support the survival of the government depends. So even he or she have to look after or to agree to the views and opinions of the coalition partners and other parties, because if he will not accept their demand, then they will back out, and hence their you can say their party will no more be the and their party won't be able to be a one party, and hence their government will be destroyed. So that's why the prime minister have to listen to the different types of coalition partners if a prime minister has won an election through an coalition government. So because of coalition government, though they won an election, but the decisions are influenced by the different types of social groups.